Huh. Has it been like that in other like games we stream?
Yeah.
Huh. Here, I'll put this fucking shit in my mouth. How about that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Wait a minute, slow down, slow down. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I want to hear from you.
Hold on, I'm taking off my left sock right now. I'm almost there.
The first like minute or so of this stream is gonna be fucking awesome for everybody.
It's like the pre-show.
This is a horrible pre-show.
Oh man, I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, like, normal pre-shows, like them going over, like, the night's card and hyping up stuff. But no, ours is a bunch of, like, homoerotic stuff.
Yeah. But most importantly, it's erotic. It's sex selling.
That's a good point.
Just saying, you know, trying to get that advertising revenue coming in so we can actually hire security. And that's another thing. Did you get a decent security team so we don't have Bray Wyatt popping up like last week?
Yes. Well, last week we were doing it outside of the universe mode. So now that I'm doing it within universe mode, only the characters on the show should be popping up on the show.
Ah, okay.
Whose sound am I hearing in the background?
Not mine, because the stream's not even running for me for some reason.
I keep my shit muted. I just watch it so I can watch.
That'd be a big boost then.
I don't, bro. I have all my audio going to my headphones, so there's nothing.
Yeah, that's weird. I can't
Somebody
do
has something
that.
playing on their phone?
I have TRX on my phone, but my shit's muted. I hear Shinsuke's theme, that's all I hear.
That's good.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hearing right now. Like, yeah, somebody's echoing. I'm just now hearing Nick say he hears Shinsuke's theme. That's weird.
See, there is a delay.
Technical difficulties.
Well, my mic, I'm gonna mute it right now. There's no way it's muted.
I can't mute my mic.
I think the only people that are tuned into this right now is the four of us.
There's 5 of them.
Alright,
There's 5 people in here.
Yeah, some random that just popped in.
It's probably gonna be that like Fagwent guy who never talks. I think he's a bot.
Who?
Oh no, it's Bad TNA.
Bad TNA, what?
He's from NPON. He goes to a Nighthawk stream.
Alrighty,
I can't keep up with everybody over there.
hey Pope. Why don't you go ahead and give us one of those spectacular intros of yours?
Son of a bitch. Just put me on the spot, why don't you?
Yes, I will. Stop choking.
Theoretical ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second episode, officially unofficial, of
No, now it's official.
TRX. Oh, now it's official.
Yeah, the first one was
That
official, unofficial, because it was like the preseason shit, just getting all the champions settled.
Yeah, we just changed our relationship status on Facebook. Now it's
Yeah.
official.
Oh, so it's like Facebook official, so it's legit now.
Yes, it's Twitter official
Okay.
too.
Okay, well, let's rewind. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first official episode of TRX. We have a pack card set for you. We're gonna see a lot of beefs carrying over from last week. We had a ton of debuts. We had a ton of upsets. We crowned a new champion last week.
2 new
And
champions.
this week is going to be the fallout from all of that chaos. Our opening match is going to see young Ace versus who might this up and comer be right here? I'm
Alexander
not
Cross.
familiar. Alexander Cross.
I'm gonna go ahead and just
All
start the
right.
show.
So, ladies and gentlemen, how about this? I guarantee you that you're going to see some fine entertainment over here. All right? You're not going to have to go and climb up in a tree and get into somebody's nest like your Woodstocks and the Peanuts. All you got to do is kick your shoes off, lean back on your couch, and watch this awesome telecast from TRX. With me
Nice job,
right
bro.
now
Nice job.
are my hetero friends over here, Mr. B and Jeezy.
What a doobie.
We've got a Big Oos in the background, chilling with a bowl of mom spaghetti.
Not anymore. I finished it.
All right, well, he previously had some of mom's spaghetti. Got my homeboy over here, Mr. Nicky Napalm.
Did you say heterosexual?
Yeah.
Don't get into technicalities.
Yeah. Here we go with that. You just couldn't wait to try to back me into that corner, could you? Just
No,
could not
I'll
wait.
definitely back you up into any corner.
No.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa, hold on.
That's
The right
intense.
sock is coming off now. All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you with the old razzle dazzle.
Welcome to
Oh,
TRX.
I don't even get the common decency to reach around anymore. That's fucked up. Fucked up.
So tonight we have a few matches lined up. Of course, our opening bout, we've got none other than Ace taking on Alexander Cross. Pope, why don't you tell us a little bit something about Ace?
Alright, Ace is from Bangkok, Thailand. He actually used to be the lead singer of a krautrock trio over there. They were actually pretty popular locally, playing like local dive bars and whatnot. They actually tried to get on tour with Journey for a little while as an opening act, but Ace couldn't quite hold his liquor, and they got booted off before the tour start, the second leg. But Ace always had this like dream of getting into pro wrestling. You know, he's already the front man of this great band, and he just kind of took that showman ability and translated it to the squared circle. And I think he's ready to take the spotlight again. Later on, you're going to start to find out that he's got some secret allegiances going on in the background that I think might surprise a few people.
And then on the other hand, we've got Alexander Cross, who claims to want peace, but he does it at extreme measures. He's your typical anarchist. He wants to see basically the foundation get rocked, and he wants to see the system just crumble down, and he wants free reign.
About Alexander last week?
What's that?
He's a wicked dodgeball player.
Really?
How did you find this out?
Cuz, man, I just checked it out. He's a wicked dodgeball player. I thought this shit wasn't real until I saw the dodgeballs hanging in his house, and I was like, what's the point of having dodgeballs in the wall? He said, because you're talking to the dodgeball champion.
Oh.
Nice. I had no idea that was a part of him.
But he looks like a fucking dodgeball player. Check him out.
I don't know. He looks kind of generic to me.
I don't know if I've used training to rotate.
And making his way to the ring, we've got the one, the only, Ace. Thunderbolt Ace. I always forget about the Thunderbolt part.
Yeah, that's actually gonna come into play if everything goes to plan. I talked to Ace in the back earlier tonight. He's still stinging a little bit from that early tournament loss against Oxley last week. His management's still trying to, get some test results back because he felt as though there was some tomfoolery going on with that. But he wants me to let people know that he's not just a pretty face. And yeah, he can sing a couple octaves higher than what most people would assume. But he also wants to let people know he's here to fight.
I learned something about Ace too. Since last week, I've been talking to some of his friends from his hometown where he grew up, and I learned that the dude is mad gullible. Like, they just play practical jokes on him all the time because he believes everything that's told to him.
You got any examples of this gullibility over there?
And making his way to the ring now, you've got Alexander Cross.
They cut a coupon out that they printed on the internet to go to the auto parts store to get some blinker fluid, and this guy thought it was a real fucking deal.
I gotta say, when you look at Ace, you don't really think, kind of a car guy. Maybe like a Matchbox car kind of guy, but I wouldn't trust him pumping gas, let alone identifying false fluids.
I learned how fucking gullible he is.
We've got Cross. We've got Ace. Let's get it on.
I hope to see some fucking wicked dodgeball skills out there.
You shall see. I noticed this guy kind of looks like he's the great grandnephew of Dragunov from Tekken.
Did you say Stroganoff?
Stroganoff.
This guy looks like he could use a couple of bowls of Stroganoff. I mean, he's looking a little scrawny there.
Yes, that he is. That he is.
He looks like a Marilyn Manson fanboy.
I
wonder if he took out 2 of his bottom ribs to suck his own dick.
You just had to bring that reference in, didn't you?
He looks like the kind of guy who would do it. He ain't dodging his own balls.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is. And Cross is looking rather cocky.
Come on, Ace. What are you doing?
He's taking a whooping.
Yeah, Ace is definitely not looking like he learned his lesson from that squash last week. Maybe he stayed up too late partying all night. He still likes to wreck a hotel room as if he's still on tour. It's like one of those weird habits you just can't seem to let go of.
Yeah, tell me about it. I've had to pay for 4 hotel rooms, and I've only booked him in 1.
Yeah, I should have explained that. You see, Ace doesn't travel with your typical posse. It's mainly his stuffed animals, his favorite slippers, and his sugar gliders. And understandably, the sugar gliders normally need their own room because they're nocturnal. They act all sorts of squirrely at night, and things kind of get out of hand when they start drinking. Probably should have discussed that in the rider for the contract, but Ace is kind of like a live fast, die pretty type of rock and roller over there.
Well, he looks like a sugar glider right now. Looking a little squirrely.
Ace needs to get a little
That was
froggy.
quite an innovative maneuver right there. A reverse DDT leg drop combination.
Ace needs to wake it up. Maybe get some of that Colombian marching powder and actually show up for this match finally.
Booger sugar!
And Nick Nitro getting a little excited over the booger sugar.
How big of a blow is it to your self-esteem if you set up the turnbuckle spot by ripping the pad off and have it turned around and used against you?
From personal experience, I know that definitely makes you feel foolish.
What a lot of people don't know is Ace actually tried out for the Korean Chinese boy band EXO, and
ESO?
Ace
That's a
did.
game.
No,
I used to play
EXO.
this goes online.
I bet one of his friends told him he could sing, and he took that shit literally.
EXO, like exoskeleton. He actually made it into the semifinals of the audition process, but he actually
They
ended
both
up
make it
punching
into the ring.
drummer.
Well, right now he's about to be an EXO superstar if he takes another loss.
What is going on? And they finally stopped playing Farmer Chase the Weasel.
Chase the Weasel, that sounds like my Friday night.
And what a wicked neck breaker by one Alexander Cross. But only gets a 2 count. We got 1, 2. Oh, and Ace kicks out.
This definitely has a lot to prove after that.
Oh,
embarrassing
Alexander
match
goes
last
for that wicked forearm shot, and it gets reversed. And was that blood I just saw?
I can't really tell from my vantage point.
I
Kind
would
of hard
tell
to tell with the blood spattered ring mat there.
Alrighty, so Alexander Cross stomps the gut. Ace is not faring too well in this match.
Very reminiscent of last week.
No, last week it was
What's up,
over and done
boys?
with about 12 times by now.
What's up, boys?
Yes, at least he has
And
more
a
credibility.
flying knee. Everybody,
Sorry, I'm
welcome
late.
Freezy to Sheezy.
Sorry I'm late, but when you have a 9-inch dick, you kind of do whatever you want. Plus, it helps them on salary. So what's going on here?
Wait,
How many matches did we do?
Wait, hold the fuck up. He's getting paid salary?
Yeah, when you're on salary, if you're late, you can you get paid the same as if you were to come in on time, you know. So I figured,
Okay,
why
hold
not
up.
show?
The 2-for-1 coupon over the Emerald Cashews that I was paid with last week bounced. And he's on salary?
1, 2, and Ace kicks out yet again.
We're just
Oh
gonna ignore
man,
the
guys, this
discrepancy
is
in pay scale over
one
here.
hell of a match. I didn't know that coupon was expired, but this one hell of a match. I may have
Yeah.
photoshopped the coupon, but nobody knows that.
That coupon might be expired, but Ace sure as hell isn't. Ace is still putting the fight in this back and forth matchup.
You'll be hearing from my people.
Jeezy, you should have just photocopied the coupon. I've used photocopied coupons before, and they seem to work.
And Ace with a beautiful German suplex. And he picks up the win. Are you kidding? Ace redeems himself. Talk about bouncing. Alexander Cross bounces off of the mat. What have we got here? A beautiful show of sportsmanship. Alexander Cross may have come up short, but he still raises his opponent's hand in victory.
I don't know if I would trust that Marilyn Manson looking motherfucker, though.
How are you gonna shake a dude's hand after you just got your ass kicked?
He earned his respect, man. He earned his respect.
You kicked my ass? No way I'm shaking your hand.
Alrighty, this next match we have for you. We've got the one, the only, the Headhunter taking on none other than Tiger Day.
Alright. This is a match I've been looking forward to since it was announced last week.
This should be a great showing of athleticism and high-flying abilities.
Is that Venom meets Ryback?
So yeah, it does kind of look like the Venom mask a little bit.
Venom with Ryback with a Venom mask on.
Well, we'll know if it's got any legit Rybackness to it if he comes out to the ring and says that this match was his idea.
Wonder if this guy's gonna take his mask off and reveal he's Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Alrighty, let's get this match underway. So you've got Tiger Day, and you've got the Scottish High Flyer, the Headhunter.
That's right, he is a Scot. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, not much is known about Headhunter in general. He's seeking to actually help put Scottish high flyers on the map.
He's doing a terrible job.
So somewhere, yeah, he's starting at the bottom, and he's not really putting on a great showing thus far. But a match with someone else who can keep up with him in the ring, such as Tiger Day, they can put on a great match, and they shall put high flying on the map for TRX in general.
I think a lot of people look at Tiger as short stature and just kind of discount him right off the bat. But he had a pretty decent showing last week. He definitely put on a lot of heart.
You know, for a guy who's supposed to be a high flyer, he is very
He's pretty
slow.
built. He's pretty built to be a high flyer. Looks more like a powerhouse to me.
It messes me too. I forgot to turn off my notifications for this.
I was wondering who was blowing you up during that last match.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's watching the stream at all. Yeah, this so-called
Oh,
Scottish high flyer.
TRX got a new arena, I see.
Had it, this arena. If you would have been here last week, you would have known.
I told you, salary, man. May not have been here last week, but I still
Yeah,
cashed
but when
that
your
check.
salary is still less than a coupon, don't know how much that really means. But anyway, coming to the ring, we've got the one, the only, we've got Tiger Day. Quite the squirrely little guy.
But
We got a lot of
he's
squirrels
got
wrestling for us here in TRX, apparently. Everyone's chasing that golden nut.
Oh,
Fucked up. Be slipping and greased out shit out there in the damn ring.
You guys may have heard of him, Dick Ryder. I heard he's pretty popular with the fans last week, but he has a saying. And he says, "There's no such thing as too much oil."
okay. What does that have to do with the guys on the screen at the moment?
Dustin said that he has a little too much oil on him, so I was just pointing that out. You can never have too much oil, he says.
I'm just saying, Tiger Days is a motherfucker as well.
he's got a mean streak a mile long. It's actually quite impressive once he gets on a roll.
And Tiger Day takes out the ref. Good God. Now anything goes.
But will they actually take advantage of it, or do you think they're gonna keep it clean?
Oh, no. Referee's getting back up. Tiger Day hangs him up on the top rope. Headhunter is not really looking like a flyer in my eyes. He's looking more like a sloth. He's just laying there.
He's looking.
A vicious kick to the face.
You know, Tiger's not really what most would consider a hardcore style wrestler. He's definitely a lot more mat-based. Very rarely will you see him try to go for a top rope maneuver.
Well,
He's
I
more
hope
about
by mat. I hope by mat based you mean like you mean like he likes to put people on the mat, because he's been spending a lot of time on the mat.
It's all a ruse, my friend. It's all a
And
ruse.
only a one count. You know, he claims... Oh, there we go. He's finally going to the top rope. What do we see him pull off?
That big son of a bitch is going to the top rope.
The crossbody. What a flyer.
I was hoping to see a goddamn moonsault.
I was hoping to see something flippity.
Right? Threw me he said, what a flyer.
Well, does anybody know who trained the big man over here?
I don't know. By the looks of it, it had to have been some fat guy.
Yeah. I bet it was that boxer Bearbean. I guess that was the one it was.
I heard Butter had a mean left hook though. This
Tiger
guy-
Day's in trouble.
Oh yeah.
What a stall.
Johnny got knocked out twice.
Scottish Ryback's just not showing me any boxing prowess so far. I mean, beautiful delayed superplex. Definitely got to give him credit for that. But still not seeing this high flying prowess. Not yet, at least.
You didn't see that twisting crossbody?
I mean, you know, Bam Bam Bigelow used to hit a moonsault that looked better than that
Got a
crossbody.
1, 2, and Tiger Day kicks out.
Well, that's one thing you can say about Tiger Day is he has a whole lot of heart.
That son of a
You can
bitch
say
is
he's
too
got the
big
heart
to
of
be
a
flipping
lion.
like that.
Yeah, Tiger Day's like that Monty kid from Captain Planet. If he had one of the rings of power, it would definitely be hard.
And there we go.
Well,
He
a certain
hits
one will be winning.
the Ace Crusher. But Headhunter kicks out.
Are we starting to see a momentum shift here?
Tiger Day looks like he's building a head of steam.
Yeah, but this is where it gets dangerous. Tiger's been known to get a little too cocky when he thinks things are going his way. He's
And
got to
he
be
hits
able
a
to maintain his
big
focus.
power
Big
bomb.
man.
1, 2. But Headhunter says no. Denies him the victory.
It's not
Shit,
looking
at this
good for
point, I'd say
Headhunter
someone
right
should
now,
say
but he's
no,
looking like
too.
a tough son of a bitch.
And it's countered. Are we going to see a dive?
I think
Oh.
Tiger gave him a little. I think Tiger gave him a little bit too much time to recover. Shouldn't have been showboating and should have stood on his ass. There's that high flying you were talking about.
It's about time we pull something out of the repertoire.
Hits him with
He's
a
got to
big
do something
overkick.
to keep Tiger on his heels there.
I'm pretty impressed with that display of athleticism. If I were to try to do something like that, I'd probably break my neck.
Well, let's not have any of that. We can barely afford ticket takers. We definitely can't afford security, and I know for damn sure we can't afford the ambulance fees.
Ambulance fees. We'll just walk him to the hospital. It's right down the street. Why do you think we wrestle at this arena? It's like a 2-block walk.
That does
they
save
break
you a
their
lot of
neck,
money being that close.
They can walk. Walk it off. Go to the fucking hospital.
What was he aiming for?
I think Tiger might still be feeling it from that outside dive he took moments ago.
Has to be. I mean, taking a dive from a man that big.
If this was the NFL, he'd probably be in the concussion protocol because I don't know what the hell he was aiming at.
Oh, Headhunter goes for the dirty pin, but only gets a 2 count. Tiger Day showing off that resilient heart of a lion.
Part of a tiger,
Shit.
more like it.
He's gonna have to change his name to Lion Day.
Now he's got the eye
But
of
he ain't no pussy.
He's got 9 lives like a cat. Another power bomb.
Tiger
Actually,
Day
surprised.
attacking the hamstrings.
I think he's making a mistake. I think he should have went for the cover after that power bomb.
And Tiger Day hits a big ace crusher. But once again, Headhunter kicks out. Are you kidding? Just stay down. I don't want to have to pay for your hospital bills. Not even living up to the
That's a
name
tough
that you
son of a
gave
bitch
me.
right there.
I gotta say, I'm a little surprised Tiger isn't going for one of his signatures. I mean, he's definitely put in the work and softened up multiple body parts on our big man over here.
A twisting moonsault. Good God, we finally get to see some of that high-flying prowess that he was bragging about.
What? You didn't think that flip over the top rope was impressive?
No. And Headhunter with another stalling suplex.
Tough crowd over there.
It's not looking good for Tiger.
Tiger
I told
gets
you he
hit
needs
with
to
that
stop.
bicycle knee.
He needs to stop showboating.
And that's 3. Headhunter wins it with that bicycle knee. Does he have a name for that move?
At this point in time, I am unsure. I mean, he's one of the people who there isn't a whole lot to go off of. He doesn't talk to people often, if at all, and when you can talk to him, he has that thick Scottish accent. Can't make out what the hell the guy's talking about.
Oh, what an asshole! He was about to get out of the ring, then he turns around and starts stomping Tiger Day out.
Maybe it's about time
That
Tiger's
was totally
going.
uncalled for.
There we go. Finally. Finally, that's what you do after you win a match. You don't shake nobody's hand. You kick their ass a little bit more.
I feel like the Big Scott's gonna go home and bust one of his favorite DVDs in half. He may have won the match, but he survived an ass whooping.
That he did.
You know,
that he did.
I think there's something we can all agree on. I don't think this is the last these two have seen of each other.
No, absolutely not. No. With the
Well,
match
up
they
next
put on
we've
and
got-
with the hatred building between them,
Up
What was
next,
that?
we've got none other than Dick Ryder taking on the big man himself, Madman Page. Now, last week we saw how much of a resilient little dick he is, but can he withstand the power of the Madman?
I think last week people were counting Dick Ryder out. I think nobody really expected him to go as far as he could. I'm a little disappointed he couldn't close out the show and win the Wire Championship in the finals, but he did make a statement with those 2 wins he had.
Yeah, but you can't forget that he ended up being spent way too soon.
Well, he blew his load a little early, but it was impressive before it happened.
To Dick Ryder's credit, his first match in that tournament was a barn burner. I mean, there's no denying that. And then his next match, he goes up against Oxley, who I believe he had a moth sneeze northeasternly past his left ear. It was about as much damage as he took against Ace. So Dick Ryder was going in there just completely underdogging it the entire time, and he got through that match. I mean, you know, give the man credit where credit is due. I think he shocked and impressed a hell of a lot of people last week. I know I was definitely impressed.
I just want to give a little shout out real quick to none other than Jet, the Peacemaker. He said he can't comment because he doesn't have Twitch, but he said he wants to compliment us on having a nice show. Thanks, Jet.
Oh, thank you, Jet. We appreciate you watching. Whoever's breathing into their mic, cut it out.
Sorry, man, I was going for the hat trick over here. Both my socks are off, and I was just trying to see if I could muscle through.
And making his way to the ring from somewhere in Canada. I can't remember. I lost my note cards. We have none other than Madman Page, who's coming out to the ring Dolph Ziggler style with no theme song. He's a man who says that he doesn't need a theme song, that he lets his actions in the ring do all the talking for him. He is a presence all on his own. He doesn't need the ambiance of a song. Also, he's kind of scary looking, so I didn't even bother going out to him and asking him what he wanted to come out to.
What's the deal with Paige? I've heard conflicting reports. I heard that he went to an Ivy League school in his younger days on a water polo scholarship. I had another report that he's actually from a long line of steel workers from his family, and he used all of that grit that he picked up in the factories and turned it into a solid pro wrestling career. And I also heard, now this is the craziest one that I heard. I heard that he also started out as a substitute school teacher and actually got into the sport of King's professional wrestling by taking one of the students there as a kind of a thank you for pulling up his grades from a C to an A plus at the end of the semester. Anybody know what the deal is?
The answer is yes. They're all true. Anything you hear about them, just go with it. I ain't gonna walk up to them and ask if they're true. Are you?
What if it's something negative, though?
Man, walking up to him was almost as bad as walking up to Headhunter. I walked up to Headhunter. The first thing he did was he ripped ass so hard that I couldn't breathe, so I walked away.
It's all that haggis.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a little chain wrestling.
Now, the first time I walked up to Madman Page,
Break it up, ref.
he threatened to break my
up.
face.
Good break, ref. Good break. This ref's doing a good job.
Yeah, I
We
feel
live in
like
the
if you approach Paige, properly, I feel like you can have a solid
And Ryder
conversation
goes
with him.
for that wheelbarrow something and gets turned into a German suplex. Good God. Let's talk a little bit about Dick Ryder's very flashy attire.
Yeah, who designed this getup here?
I'm not sure, but if I had to guess, I'd be guessing it's either Selena Gomez or one of the Kardashians. Pretty out there.
Yeah, it's interesting.
He definitely stands out.
Pants and the fuchsia and the purple. It's definitely a risk.
Well, I mean, it's like you guys heard me mention last week. I gave him the nickname the Rhinestone Cowboy for a reason. The guy's more bedazzled than a 12-year-old's journal.
I believe you compared him to those Lisa Frank posters with the uniforms and everything.
Oh yeah, this man is definitely a poster child for Lisa Frank. Not negatively speaking, of course not, no. Dick is, of course, an absolutely amazing competitor inside that ring. Is he a little odd? Certainly. But who isn't a little odd these days?
Rumor has it that our partner here, Nick, loves Dick.
Who doesn't love Dick? He's a fan favorite.
And Dick
Like,
Ryder
this
with
man-
that suicide dive.
He's kind of coming out of nowhere. He's making a fan out of a lot of us here at the broadcast table. He's absolutely charismatic. He can go in that ring toe-to-toe with anyone.
I have
I
no
see a
idea
lot
how
of,
he picked up
potential in
that
there.
big man.
He's 6'6", 218 pounds. You gotta give him some credit, man. He's got some. He may not look strong, but he's got some strength.
And
Yeah, but
Madman
30
Page
of those pounds
just
in his
throwing him
facial hair.
away. Tossing him aside like a sack of
He
rocks.
made him, and he made him look like he was 118 pounds right there.
He's got about 13 pounds of sequins on him.
Page puts him back in the ring.
Well, look out if you ever go clubbing with this guy. Can you imagine what happens if one of those laser lights from the ceiling bounces off one of those rhinestones?
Madman Page trying to kill Dick Ryder. He tried to powerbomb him into the turnbuckle. Then he hits a big sidewalk slam.
That did not look good. His neck clipped the turnbuckle. It looked pretty bad. I'm just curious how banged up he is from last week, doing 3 matches. Wonder if that has any effect on how he feels for this match.
Madman, ref, get the fuck out of the corner. God
I don't
damn
know,
it.
Freezy. I know Dick pretty well, and I don't think he's gonna let last week's battles keep him down this week.
Everybody
Oh,
knows
man.
that Dick is used to getting beaten.
Yeah,
The ref
sometimes
might have
upwards
just-
of 7 times a day.
The ref might have just blocked Dick from The ref might have just blocked Dick from taking another bad bump on that turnbuckle.
Now Dick Ryder setting up Madman Page. And he goes for that backbreaker. Turns it into a reverse monkey flip. Dick Ryder going to the second rope.
Chicken choker! Oh, he gets the rope break. He had the chicken choker locked in.
He did have it locked in. Madman Page just stands there. He doesn't know what to do with him. So he hits him with a combination of teardrop suplexes. Now they call those teardrop suplexes because the way they cup you from underneath brings a few tears out of your eyes.
Brings a tear to my eye just thinking about it. I wouldn't want a Madman Page
forceful
grabbing
lift.
my genitalia.
Should've brought a tear to his eye and fucking sequins dragged across his face.
True.
Raging shark.
Dick Ryder threatening Madman Page, trying to play those head games.
Oh, he's out of stamina. He's got no stamina.
One,
Pulled
two.
a, he just pulled a major on Dick Ryder too and lost stamina.
Dick Ryder with a snapmare.
Snapmare City.
And he follows it up with the Goku Raku stretch. But Madman Page definitely ain't no slouch. He breaks out of it with sheer brute force.
That's one strong son of a bitch. Dick, you're gonna have to get up.
A big suplex by Madman Page.
How exactly did he earn the nickname Madman?
I'm not exactly sure. Again, I didn't want to ask him anything. I tried to speak to him and he looked at me like I was a stack of flapjacks.
Was he gonna eat you?
He gonna flip you like a
And Dick
flapjack.
Ryder once again getting that chicken choker locked in. Will Madman
was
Page
able to
tap?
finish his-
No,
He was able
Madman
to do
Page
some
reverses
damage.
it. One,
He was able to do some
Two.
damage with this move
but
last week
Dick
in the
Ryder
tournament.
kicks out.
That chicken choker is some dangerous business.
Shows that damn mustache, man. That shit is dangerous.
I still want to know how
That
that
should've hooked
mustache
all
is actually suspended in the air. It's not even attached to his fucking face.
I just have to think it's Murray's pomade.
That would make sense. I mean, it's sleek, and it's got a almost titanium-like hole.
And Dick Ryder with another back suplex on the big man. Goes for the cover. He got a 1, 2, but Madman Page kicks out once more.
As a broadcast journalist, I'm going to have to get to the bottom of the story behind this nickname.
Be my guest.
I'm curious.
I will give you 2 coupons.
Two
No,
more
And
not
Dick
yet.
Cage
coupons
with
this
Yeah.
time?
a discus clothesline. But only gets a 2 count on Dick Ryder. Page is calling for it. And he hits him with a big power slam.
Yeah, watching
And a
this guy
1,
Page move in the ring.
2. And Dick Ryder yet again kicks out.
Hey, don't sleep on Dick, because you might end up wet.
The one thing I have gathered from Madman Page is that he calls that big twisting power slam the Mount Logan Slam. He calls it that because Mount Logan is apparently the tallest mountain in Canada, and he is one of the tallest people in Canada.
I was just gonna ask you, I could have sworn I heard he was from Scotland, or he has a Scottish accent. What's that all about?
That was the last guy,
Oh,
man.
no.
Keep up. What kind of drugs are you on? All that salary for nothing.
Well, I can tell you,
And did
Madman
you bring
Page
enough
is
to
on all
share?
the drugs. They're illegal in Canada.
All the drugs
You
are
know what?
illegal in Canada.
Watching Page move in the ring, he reminds me of a young Big John Studd.
Only bald.
minus the blonde hair. Yeah.
Yeah, minus the flowing locks.
Dick Ryder with a neck breaker on Madman Page,
Because
And I
Madman
just
Page is
standing
balding on
there.
baby's ass.
staring at him. Do something. Madman Page
think that-
slowly crawling. Dick Ryder just letting him crawl. Pretty
I
cocky.
think Ryder senses that the end is near. If he gets that chicken choker, and
Now
one
he
more
locks in
time,
the
I think
chicken
that might be
choker
it.
yet again. Oh, Madman
That could be
Page
it.
taps. He taps like a bitch.
Called it.
He choked on Dick.
You can only have your chicken choked so many times.
That chicken choker, it's deadly. Another win with that chicken choker.
He picked up the win over Oxley with it last week, and takes down the Madman this week.
He just
I'm
looks like
telling
he
you right now.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm telling you
Looks like
right
Dick
now,
likes
if
choking
this
on big
man doesn't
men.
have gold soon, I'll be shocked.
I think people are sleeping on. I think people are sleeping on Dick Ryder maybe because of his questionable attire, but they're starting to find out that he's no slouch in the ring, and I do think that I agree with Vega over here that pretty soon I think he's gonna have some gold around his waist.
Well, let's not look past the fact that he had a shot last week, and he crumbled.
Hey, he did have a shot. You're right about that. He did go far in the tournament, and not to make excuses, but it is hard to beat 3 guys in one night. So you give him a shot with one-on-one. Let's see how he does.
Well, it is hard to beat 3, but his opponent beat 4.
This next bout
You
we
can't
have
win
for
them
you
all.
is a tag team match between the Church Boys and the Evil Boys. Now, not much is known about the Evil Boys, and to be quite honest, I still don't know why they call themselves the Evil Boys. I guess they just really like horror movies, yet they never really gave me a reason why. I'm still having trouble selling this, man. I may need to consult someone better at marketing than me, because I need to find a way to sell them. They've got plenty of merch, but none of it has been flying off the shelves. In fact, it's collecting dust. On the other
Do you know
hand,
what isn't
you've
collecting
got...
dust?
What's that?
BJ Church's gold medal.
How
was
about
that?
Shane Church's Wire Championship?
Exactly. Both the Church Boys are carrying some form of gold.
That's Jungle Jesus. I don't care what his birth certificate says. That is Jungle Jesus right there.
All right,
that's
guys.
right, I forgot we
Wire
renamed him.
champion.
All right, guys, we've been going on for I've been here about 30 minutes. I think it's time for me to take my state mandated lunch break. I'll clock out and I'll be back in a little bit.
All right, Freezy.
Okay.
Who the fuck gave that man a lunch break? I don't even get a
I
lunch
don't even
break.
have a lunch break. What's a lunch?
I have nothing to do with the contracts around here. I'm still
Of course
trying to
not, you
figure
got
out how
paid
he's
coupons.
getting salary. Exactly. I want to know how he's getting paid salary, and I got coupons that bounce.
I'm telling you, I never authorized such a thing. I wonder whose dick he's sucking to get what it is.
Well, what's the pecking order around here? If you didn't sign anything, who else has the authority to do something like that?
See, I'm not sure. Who would have the authority to do such a thing? Who the fuck is he blowing that he's actually weaseling his way into better contracts? But enough about him. Making their way to the ring at the moment. We've got BJ Church and we've got Jungle Jesus. These are the Church Boys.
You know, at first, Shane wasn't too fond of the name Jungle Jesus. He found it a bit insensitive. But, after talking to him a little bit today, the Wired Champion revealed to me that, he actually has come to enjoy the nickname. Because he wants to be the savior of TRX wrestling.
Oh, I know the security issues were pretty lax last week, but are we really to the point where we need saving? Already? I figured, we just kind of lock the side door so nobody can sneak in for free, and we'd be a little bit better.
And now making their way to the ring, they are none other than the Evil Boys.
The first time I heard this team announced, I thought the ring announcer called them the Beagle Boys. And I figured they were a little pale to be the Beagle Boys from DuckTales, but, it has been a while. Times changed. Maybe they hadn't been getting enough sun. I mean, obviously these guys could use a little vitamin D in their life.
Careful saying vitamin D around with Dick Ryder.
I'm speaking of vitamin D from natural sunlight, my friend.
Alright, and this match is underway. Shane Church starts it off with a little bit of chain wrestling against none other than Double A.
And we're not talking Arn Anderson.
Who? And Albright doing a number on Shane Church with that, or should I say Jungle Jesus, with that waist lock. And a snapmare right into, right into a chin
really
lock.
love the snapmare.
And Albright with a Northern Lights suplex on Jungle Jesus, but only gets a 1 count. Albright showing off a little bit of that technical prowess that he holds. It's one of the few things that brought him to the dance. He is just nullifying Jungle Jesus' offense with tremendous speed.
Yeah, that's one way to get the big man down. Utilize your agility and keep the big man moving. Wear him
Now
out.
he tags
Tire
in
him
the other
down.
big man. Now we've got the two
Nothing
big
better
men
than
going
two
at it.
big men wrestle.
I gotta say, there's really a shortage of little guys in this match. I mean, even the chipper BJ over there is, I'd say medium size at least. It's a lot of humanity in this ring.
Jungle
was a good
Jesus
point.
went to talk to his brother. Now he's back on the offense. But no. The Big Evil decides that he's had enough of Jungle Jesus' shit. And he hits him with a big time full Nelson slam. But Jungle Jesus with a hot tag to BJ Church, and BJ Church runs into a flapjack. Big Evil standing there, and he hits a fall away slam. These Evil boys seem to be nullifying any type of offense that the Church boys have been trying to mount.
Oh yeah, but all it takes is one move and the tides can change. Anything can happen in a matchup like this.
And BJ Church gets hit with a power bomb. But only a 2 count.
I gotta say, even though Jungle Jesus did the majority of the work last week, you can't really discredit BJ for his efforts last week. He may not have come out on the winning end of that beef match in the tournament last week, but he definitely put on a damn good show.
Evans with
That's
a
the one
tag
thing
to
he does
Albright. Is this it? That's it. That's the heat bomb. What do we got here? Got 1, 2. But Jungle Jesus says no. He kicks out. Albright telling Jungle Jesus to stand. Goes for a missile dropkick, but Jungle Jesus swats him away. He goes to hit him, but he gets caught with a DDT. Albright showing off to the crowd. Might be getting a little overzealous, but the way this match has been going, I really don't see it.
Jungle Jesus had to break a few female fans' hearts earlier. One of them had been hitting the beer stand a little early and accidentally called him Jason Momoa, and he was not amused. He ended up dumping the rest of her skunk beer all over her head and told her to kick rocks. Apparently, him and Jason Momoa actually feuded over a female back in the day. He's still feeling sore about it.
He must
Oh
have
yeah, I
lost.
heard that rumor myself. Yeah, the rumor is he lost, Jason Momoa's wife.
Well, way to go,
So,
Mr. Momoa. Way to go.
So there's a lot of heat between the two of them. So hopefully we can make sure that Mr. Momoa doesn't come to the TRX arena.
He said come. And Evans throwing BJ Church into the corner, but BJ Church countering and whipping him into his own corner. Now Evans with a counter, whips BJ back into his corner. And Evans with... He's holding him with his shoulder as Albright jumps on his back and starts punching BJ in the face. That's what I call tag team work right there.
Oh yeah, these evil boys definitely know how to work as a single unit.
Albright with a reversal. And a big uppercut, dropping BJ. And a backbreaker.
I finally figured out what BJ's gear reminds me of.
What's that?
He looks like he's cosplaying as a Saiyan in Dragon Ball. I've been trying to figure it out since last week. I knew there was something about the top that looked very familiar to me, and that I finally figured it out.
1, 2, but Albright kicks out. He says it's not time. And he lays waste to him with those fists. And then he threatens Jungle Jesus. But Jungle Jesus gets the hot tag. But Albright stops him dead in his tracks. Good God.
I think Jungle Jesus is about to come in here and clean house.
Nope. He got taken out like yesterday's garbage. Albright is showing no mercy. But BJ's had enough of it. He's had enough of seeing his older brother get his ass whooped. So he slams Albright down on the mat.
And I gotta say, so King calls himself the Evil Boys. I don't see a lot of rule bending going on. Like I need something more from these guys. Right now, they're looking like the mildly mischievous boys.
Just because they're evil doesn't mean they can't be good guys.
Yeah, it kind of does. I want to see something to the eyes. You know, a tickle of the belt. You know, knocking the ref down and going for a weapon. All I see is half drawn on makeup.
What is this? What was that? With the grace of God, the church boys just pulled off a dangerous maneuver that damn near killed Double A.
And the ref is still down after Jungle Jesus' assault.
Albright with a stomp of the ref's toes. And he hits him with the code breaker. 1.
And that's slightly evil. Yeah, I'd still like to see the ref get completely decked, but a stomp of the toes, that's a start.
That's something, alright.
Oh, BJ going for that, whatever the fuck he called it last time. We got a 1, 2. But Albright says, not today. Not today.
He calls that move the Pledge of Allegiance.
Albright locks BJ into a submission, but BJ's expert wrestling knowledge helps him to escape the hold. He's dragging him into the corner, and Albright decides that he doesn't want to go there. But then BJ hits a big DDT. He gets the hot tag to Big Evil. But Jungle Jesus says no. But he hits him with a half Nelson neck breaker. Here we go.
Thank you, sir. Not for Jungle Jesus, he put this away.
Jungle Jesus
He's about to show the world
building
why he's
ahead
the
of
wide
steam.
champion.
I feel like the longer this match goes, the more in favor of the evil boys it gets.
Oh, he's calling for it. He calls
eventually.
that move the finger of God.
I'll make something, don't worry about it.
I don't know why Jungle Jesus refused to go for the cover right there.
Maybe he has some
risky
kind of
move.
a-
Oh, they're going for it one more time. Albright, he's help your partner. But Big Evil kicks out. He says no. Albright didn't help him, so he had to do it on his own. Now Big Evil gets the hot tag. Drops DJ with a knee, then hits an elbow. Now he's calling for the finish. Tiger Bomb! 1, 2. BJ Church kicks out as Jungle Jesus makes his way into the ring.
A really intense sequence of maneuvers happening right here.
BJ Church rolls out of the way of that elbow and stomps him in the face. Now he's locked him in a submission. Will Evans help his partner? No! Albright just rolls out of it. And then he drops him with a straight right hand. Albright with a knee to the face. Now Big Evil working that shoulder. BJ with a counter.
Utilizing that Olympic wrestling.
Hits a Northern Light suplex. And he locks him into a guillotine choke. But he gets the ropes in time. BJ tags in Big Brother Jungle Jesus. Jungle Jesus goes for the cover. We got a 1, got a 2. But Evans kicks out, seeing as how Albright just kind of got taken out by BJ.
These boys looking a little rocky over there. I thought they would have started to turn things around. I still feel like the Church boys need to figure out a way to wrap this up.
And Evans
All
with
it takes
another
is one
power
big move
bomb.
from Jungle Jesus.
Evans turns around. He puts BJ in the corner.
No one puts BJ in the corner.
And then he puts Jungle Jesus in the opposite corner. Snake Eyes! Followed by a big belly-to-belly suplex. Goes for a power bomb, but Jungle Jesus reverses. Just back drops him out of it. Jungle Jesus juking and jiving off of that stomp.
Yeah, obviously this isn't a title match, but what do you think's going through Jungle Jesus' head right now if he suffers a loss here? I mean, that's got to be a bit of a bump to the ego. You know, you're a newly minted champion, first champion crown for the Wired Championship, and you suffer a loss the very next week. So what does that do to you mentally?
1, 2, But Evans once again kicks
Well,
out. Good
A
God.
loss, of course, will always affect you negatively as far as your mindset goes. But in the back of his mind, he knows that he's a solo champion, not a tag team champion. He knows that despite carrying his brother in these tag matches, apparently, that his real desire lies within being a single superstar and helping to put some prestige into that Wired Championship.
You see what? I gotta believe.
Albright with an elbow off the top.
Holding that championship is kind of like planting the seeds of a breakup, because he's already claimed gold almost right away, all on his own. He actually had to go through his younger brother DJ to obtain it.
And Albright doesn't go for the cover.
That might have been rather foolish. That could have been what sealed the deal for the Evil Boys right there.
Especially after busting him wide open, making him bleed his own blood.
He holds him in the corner as Evans kicks him. And then he goes for a superplex. 1, 2. But Jungle Jesus makes it just in time to save it. Then he gets tossed out like yesterday's garbage.
Once again, not expecting the brains of the Evil Boys. I mean, he just let Jungle Jesus bring up that pen. What was he thinking?
Albright with an arm.
But he got no big brother's gonna come save little brother.
European uppercut.
I need to see this, that animal, this brutality coming out of the Evil Boys. They're not showing me that they want to win.
I mean, they're still putting on a good show, absolutely, but I get what you're saying. They're missing that killer mentality.
What are you talking about? They're prolonging their death. And BJ Church with that Eagles wings.
I'm saying
Albright kicks out.
they passed up several opportunities that could have ended this match for him,
And he's hitting him with the Pledge of Allegiance once more. 1, 2, 3. Jungle Jesus takes out Big Evil just in time to save the pin.
well, I stand corrected. I thought for sure the longer this match went, the worse it looked for the Church Boys, and they managed to pull out the victory.
It looks like Jungle Jesus and his brother BJ were just playing with their food in the end.
Playing with their food, they'd survive this match.
You could say that for both teams in this case. Neither team was necessarily a pushover in the match by any means. Just a few somewhat rookie mistakes on both sides for some reason.
Overall, America's team gets the victory.
But what about that Crimson Mask?
The chocolate mask rocked by young BJ there definitely shocked me.
That kind of shows just how vicious this match truly was, but rewinding it back to that moment, I mean, he busted him open off of a beautiful code breaker, and yet, just like we saw throughout the match, he didn't follow up with a pin. Maybe they got too arrogant, thinking that they would get the win later in the match, playing with their food and such, but in the end it came in and bit him in the ass.
Yeah, that's an understatement and a half right there.
Either way, these two teams have traded off victories with our unofficial show last week and our first official show this week.
So now, this next match is a fatal four-way between four very unique individuals. On one hand,
you can say that again.
we've got Little Swisher. I don't know much about this guy other than the fact that he's got a few songs on SoundCloud and he thinks he's hot shit. I see him walking around with a styrofoam cup in the back. I don't know what that's all about, but if my suspicions are correct, we may need to test this man. On the other hand, we've got D-Sav. Now, D-Sav, he's your typical boy from Texas. He lives to fight, and he fights to live. he loves the smell of the good old open air, and he doesn't like people that look like Lil Swisher.
Oh, well, then this is going to be a barn burner.
And then you've got El Palo, who is the biggest underdog in all of TRX.
Could be because he's a legal midget.
No. We got him a visa. That's been taken care of. I made sure of that myself. In fact, I think I blew more of our budget on that than any other thing that we've done for the show. I'm sorry, Nick. Your pay has to have been cut because of that. But it's fine.
Oh, well, now apparently I have a vendetta with El Palo Alto.
Can anyone tell me the definition or the translation of El Palo's name into English?
The stick.
The stick.
The stick.
Is there any relation to Stick Stigley, former correspondent to Nick Jr.?
No. In fact,
Nick Jr., I don't have any kids.
In fact, he's probably got more in common with a twig than he does anybody else.
I could see that. And then we've got Mr. Jesus didn't have.
None other than the pastor from Alabama, Lincoln Gage, who's not a fan of anybody that isn't a white American male. At least that's what he told me.
It ain't right.
He straight looked at me in the eye and he said that if I don't get out of his face, he was going to slap my face off of my face. I didn't want to push that, so I decided to walk away as I cut his pay. Threaten me.
Now, I know we mentioned Barn Burner earlier when talking about Lil Swisher and D-Sav, but I think Lincoln Gage burned something else. Tell me you can't see this man in a white sheet burning crosses.
Honestly, after the match with Dick Ryder last week, I think there's some more different kind of action going on under the sheets with the Reverend over here. He exhibited some very questionable tactics in his match last week.
What the hell is that?
Are you suggesting? Are you suggesting that he is a self-loathing man?
I believe the kids call it in the closet. I believe is the term. In heavy denial, latent tendencies. I believe Mr. Jeezy said that he was so far in the closet he was finding Christmas presents.
I did say that. I did say that.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's a little hypocritical to preach one thing and to actually practice another.
Here we see the 754th member of the Bullet Club. I don't even know their names anymore because there's so many of them. But this right here is TRX wrestler D-Sav. The only Bullet Club member we have, thankfully. Hopefully he doesn't bring any more of his others with him.
You know, they saw great potential in this man, D-Sav. Calls himself the Texas Trouser Snake. You know, they couldn't get Joey Ryan to join the Bullet Club, so they got the next best thing.
Well, I heard D-Sav fuck more bitches than Joey Ryan, though. So, I mean, if you really think of it, they kind of upgraded.
Definitely did. Definitely did.
I think he's a major upgrade over one Joey Ryan.
At least he ain't flipping dudes with his dick.
This is true. But at least with Joey Ryan, there would have been like an unlimited supply of blow pops.
That is also true.
Also true.
And now, making his way to the ring, you've got the biggest underdog in TRX, El Palo. This man right here, in his home country of Mexico, was the greatest bullfighter there ever existed. But, unlike all other bullfighters, this man didn't do it with a sheet. This man didn't do it with a sword. This man didn't do it with any type of weapon. This man wrestled the bulls to the ground with his bare hands. They were also one-year-old bulls, so...
So he was wrestling calves.
No, bulls. Don't offend him now. He'll kick you in the shin. Those cowboy boots hurt.
No, I don't want to catch a spur to the shin anyway.
Let's see, El Palo? Is that how you pronounce the name now?
Yes.
El Palo, he's quick as fuck. I mean, insanely quick. When he ended the match last week, I felt like everything just kind of happened in a blur. It was kind of like, busting a nut for the first time. Completely caught off guard and was over quicker than I expected it to. You know, but it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. Just kind of like, oh, and there we go. So I think everybody in this match really needs to have the eagle eye out for him being able to just end the match, on the drop of a dime there.
And this is none other than Lil Swisher. As he wants me to announce to the crowd, everybody report to the smoking section because Lil Swisher's in the building.
Now, as a smoker, how does Lil Swisher maintain the lung capacity for this trombone?
The trombone is fake.
Is it?
It is.
He's a rapper, not a musician.
Well, I was trying to give the dude credit. I thought maybe he did that circular breathing like Kenny G does.
Nope. You're gonna give a man who looks like cotton candy credit?
I try to give everybody the same amount of respect to start off with, and I let their actions dictate whether or not that respect increases or decreases.
Well, how much respect do you have for this man, Lincoln Gage?
I respected him as a human until I started hearing some of his beliefs.
The man's
I
a
know this is
racist, xenophobic, homophobic, ageist, sexist piece of crap. But boy, can he wrestle.
He can
Just
wrestle?
really unsafe with those no knee pads.
Good
I mean,
old
but see,
Lincoln Gage.
this goes back to the debate about Benoit. For years now, you've got one camp where they just try to act like everything Benoit did in the ring is completely null and void because of the way he left this world. And then you have others that look past that. They don't look at the man. They look at the in-ring performer and admire his abilities in the ring. And I don't know
Get
if
your
I
ass in the
can
party.
make that. I don't know if I can make that differentiation with the good Reverend over here. I mean, he spouts a lot of hate, and I don't know if I can look past that.
And D
Kind
Sav
of
is
fitting that
working
Lincoln and El Palo fighting.
on Lil Swisher. Oh, Lincoln Gage with that power advantage over the little man El Palo.
It's like
As
tossing
Lil
around a
Swisher
child.
continues. Lincoln Gage, the obvious bigger man in this contest. Oh, but El Palo with the quickness gets the head scissor takedown as D-Sav hits that backbreaker, neckbreaker combo. And then he stomps on the back of the Reverend's neck. D-Sav with a spine buster. And El Palo, why does he have a ladder? They didn't tell him to clean the gutters today.
I think he has that ladder just so he can step up to the opposition.
He may be small, but he's got hops. He has a 7-foot vertical leap. He can leapfrog Kane while he's just standing there. But Lil Swisher putting the hurtin' on D-Sav.
And Lincoln Gage have obviously the big power advantage over many of the competitors in this match. As you witnessed a little bit ago as he threw El Palo over the border, over the top rope, crashing down to the mat below.
Lil Swisher with that diving DDT on D-Sav.
Man, that DDT was a work of art, unlike his music.
And he's performing a giant swing. Oh, but he gets tired.
Probably from all that smoke.
And El Palo goes to take advantage, but he catches a Timberland boot to the gut. Oh, kicks the hamstring. Lil Swisher counters the Hurricane Rana. Lil Swisher with a corkscrew neck breaker. Lincoln Gage now going after Lil Swisher, but Lil Swisher counters him and he takes out El Palo with a diving crossbody. D-Sav then just gives a straight right hand to El Palo. Now you've got Lil Swisher and Lincoln Gage going at it in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, I feel like Lincoln Gage is the American South answer to Regal.
Yes.
Just kind of, you almost can imagine him in a bare knuckle brawl, just, putting the boots to somebody.
Oh yeah, he's definitely beating the gaze out of people. He does not like to beat off gays.
Well, I mean, not a lot of people do, but $20 is $20.
Shoot, after those coupons that you got last week, I wouldn't be surprised if that turns you out.
Hey man, I gotta make ends meet. No matter how, what I gotta do.
Oh God, do what you gotta do. I respect it.
Lincoln Gage's head bouncing off this turnbuckle post, the ring post.
Turnbuckle post.
Yes, the turnbuckle post. That's what we're calling it now. As Lil Swisher continues to put the boots to El Palo, but now Lil Swisher gets targeted by one Lincoln Gage, and he hits him with a roaring elbow. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. But Lil Swisher says, "Not today." He also mumbled a bunch of other shit, but that's the only thing I could understand.
Damn mumble rappers.
D-Sab with that backbreaker, neckbreaker combo on Lincoln Gage now.
I gotta say, I need D-Sab to step his game up. He's been kind of absent this whole match.
D-Sab with a superplex on Lil Swisher onto El Palo. But Lil Swisher kind of Leo rushes it. What?
That's a technical term now.
That was the finish?
I
What does this mean?
can't believe that just happened.
What?
I'm kind of speechless right now.
I'm dumbfounded by that.
Did we just see a unification of Lil Swisher and Lincoln Gage?
I mean, Lincoln Gage could have easily broken up that pin, but he kind of just like looked at who was pinning who and took a step back.
He held El Palo back.
Like, if that's not teamwork, I don't know what is.
I'm just amazed. It looks like I'm gonna have to add that to my list of interviews I need to get on because I honestly did not see that coming.
I'm definitely gonna have to ask them a few questions about what just transpired there.
I mean, could the SoundCloud rapper and the homophobic reverend be working in cahoots?
I mean,
Only time will tell.
I mean, I believe the word is collusion being thrown around a lot these days. That definitely reeks of collusion between the unlikely allies right there.
Alrighty. Well, this following match is a one-on-one match to see who advances within the rankings. To see if one of these two men can challenge after Baltazar gets his shot at King Freezy. We've got none other than Nick Wayne and Prince Evan Pierce II. Tell me a little bit something about these two gentlemen.
Mr. Nitro, you want to take the first crack there?
Okay, sure. Well, from what I know about Nick Wayne, he started his life in a small town, moved to a larger city. It was in that larger city where he truly found his love of professional wrestling. And he, like many of us growing up, you know, he wrestled here and there. mostly with friends doing the backyard scene. Everyone knows that. He was never really actually trained, but here he is now in TRX, and he's looking to become one of the big superstars here. And last week he was the last person alive versus King Freezy in our first ever world title match.
Not a bad start. Not a bad start. Now, I gotta say, when these two warriors started out that elimination chamber match, I thought for sure they were going to be the first two gone. And the fact that they pretty much made it to the finals together really fit a lot. I mean, they kind of just went at each other tooth and nail as soon as the bell rang, and just kind of traded off on each other here and there throughout the match.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like this is going to be a quality matchup right here. I think to see the two of them in the ring, one-on-one, no distractions, no worry about later entrants coming in and getting in the way. I think we're going to see a straight-out fight here. I don't think it's going to be very technical. I think it's going to be a lot of brawling action and just a lot of aggression. I can't fucking wait.
Then why are we waiting? Let's get this underway.
All right.
I'm really excited for this matchup right here tonight. Any other night, I could see this match definitely being a main event, but with the stakes high tonight, it's definitely a huge match to have.
And making his way to the ring, first, from Watsonville, California, weighing in at 250?
250-ish pounds.
46, 7? I don't know. His weight fluctuates constantly. It's annoying.
Depends on what he had for lunch.
You've got none other than Nick Wayne.
Well, how would you describe Nick Wayne's wrestling style? Is he more of a brawler, more of a finesse type of wrestler? Like, how would you categorize him?
When it comes to Nick Wayne, there is no finesse. There's a little bit of flash. There's some flair, certainly. But deep down inside, he is nothing more than a backyard wrestler, mostly a brawler. Nothing flashy. He won't get the fans popping out of their seats with the moves he does. But what he does bring to the ring is immense heart, extreme stamina, and a never say never attitude.
So he's a Justin Bieber fan.
I ain't saying he isn't.
Big Goose, welcome back to the announce table, sir.
Oh, I've been here. I was just having the mic muted. I didn't take care of something.
Gotcha.
And now making his way to the ring, hailing from Lagos, Ethiopia. You've got... Oh, right. What's the difference?
It's a huge difference.
Jesus, Lincoln Gage.
Yeah. Wow, buddy. Wow.
He's from one of those shithole countries.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
See, now I didn't go that far.
Mr. Nitro. How dare you, sir?
You got the one and only, the Platinum Prince, Evan Pierce.
Now, Mr. Vega, what can you tell me about the Platinum Prince?
I mean, what can't I tell you? I can say right off the bat, the Prince has had his hand in a lot of schemes in the past. For those of you that have used the internet before, you may have gotten emails from the Nigerian Prince offering to share his wealth with you. This was the guy. Those emails were actually legit, and
Oh,
fact
these
that
two with a beautiful display of sportsmanship. Let's see if that holds up till the end.
Responded. Fortunately, no one responded, and the prince got angry and kind of started a pilgrimage over to the States to kind of show people that he exists, he's here. But the prince has kind of caught a lot of flack for his religious beliefs. A lot of people kind of look at him a little strangely, kind of say that he's out of the dark ages. I think that's kind of an unfair way to categorize him. The man's excellently trained mat technician, but he's not afraid to go flying a little bit if need be. He's very aggressive, and he does have a bit of a mean streak that kind of clouds his judgment in certain clutch situations in the ring.
Such as that missed
hoping,
clothesline.
Exactly. I'm hoping that his time over here in the States kind of brings a certain level of maturity to the Prince to kind of show that he's not only ready for championships, but ready to take over the throne in his homeland of Nigeria.
What a drop kick. Nick Wayne takes that right on the chin. And then he eats that elbow.
Oh, looks like he's up to 252.
Nick Wayne with a takedown just beats his face off. It didn't come out right. Nick Wayne with a package pile driver. Oh, what's he calling for here? Are we gonna see a super? Sweet Shin music.
There's no getting up after that.
And Evan Pierce kicks out.
I can't blame Nick Wayne for trying to get this match over and done with. I've seen Pierce go through some pretty hectic battles and somehow maintain enough control to come up with a victory. So, I can perfectly understand why he'd want to get the Prince down for the 1, 2, 3 as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, in a matchup like this with a very aggressive foe in the Platinum Prince, I could definitely see why you'd want to get him down and out early. But let's take a break and talk about that beautiful gutbuster landed by the Prince. I mean, he is really taking it to the midsection of the much less athletically built Nick Wayne. You think there's some strategy, maybe trying to hurt the stamina?
Stamina? I think he's trying to beat the gut off of him.
Good, Nick Wayne can use that. He might be 221 next time you see him. You'll see him in the cruiserweight division next week.
You gotta understand, the Prince and all his wealth, he does his homework. He's got a team of trainers and advisors that scout his opponents for him. He's not going into these matches blind. Like he's done his homework, and he knows what to go for against Nick Wayne. So I'm just guessing here that one of his trainers must have seen something in a sparring session that Nick Wayne had this week and realized that the midsection was his weak point right now.
Nick Wayne driving Evan Pierce into the barricade.
And I could say the same about Nick Wayne. He always does his homework.
Nerd.
Well, you gotta be smart if you want to be tough.
I don't know. 1, 2, and it does not go the way the Platinum Prince wanted it. He's stomping on the hand. What a jerk. He rolls dice with those hands.
It's that mean streak I was talking about moments ago.
I guess he figures that he can't grab him if his hand is broken.
Exactly.
True. Without that hand, he can't hit that beautiful butterfly DDT after the shin kick that he calls the Nat 20.
That's a critical strike.
Oh, the critical strike is the package power driver that we saw a little bit ago. Let's see if that can be the end. Of course not. I mean, why would it be? The Platinum Prince definitely has the heart of a lion and can
Another
stand
one.
toe-to-toe with any foe.
And he looks like he comes from Vegas. Good God! Platinum Prince walked out frustrated, and Nick Wayne is making him pay for it. Drawing blood.
Now let's see if making him bleed his own blood will either make the Prince crumble or it'll bring out some feistiness.
I've seen in the past, it can go either way. Sometimes the Prince kind of goes into this blind rage, tunnel vision type thing
And
whenever
they
he's
get to
busted
the
open.
ring just in time to break the count.
Other times I've seen him kind of freak out and second guess himself at the sight of his own blood. I think what the Prince really needs to do, he needs to pick a body part like the midsection earlier and wear him down. The Prince has a ton of tools in his arsenal. He just needs to know when to strike with them and use them most effectively.
And again with that critical strike. 1, 2. But the Prince says no. He continues to fight.
That Prince definitely has some high hit points.
Oh, he's calling for it again. No, but the Prince says, kiss my ass.
Prince is definitely out of it on his feet, though.
And he goes back to stomping the hand.
Smart move by the Prince.
And I just did say he needed to pick a body part.
What a counter.
There must be something about his arm and hands that has a bullseye.
Oh, looking
Yeah,
like a
of course
football. And Nick Wayne rolls out of the way. Knee to the midsection and follows it up with a power slam. Nick Wayne going for that full Nelson face buster. Got 1, 2, 3. Nick Wayne pulls off the upset against the much fitter, the much more athletic Platinum Prince.
I gotta say, it was just as I expected, though. An all-out brawl. Not a lot of technical ability on display. It's almost like these two hated each other.
Well, I'm pretty sure they both hate each other due to the fact that neither of them could stop King Freezy from winning the title.
Well, let's not talk about that shenanigans.
But Nick Wayne pulling off the win with that full Nelson facebuster.
I'm not gonna lie. I know the Prince is definitely not gonna be in a great mood once he gets back to his dressing room backstage. I feel sorry for anybody on his payroll tonight because they are not getting any sleep. I can tell you right now, he's going to be asking for the replay from tonight He's gonna be up all night looking over the game film to see what went wrong and how to fix it for next week.
There's a tornado tag team match. Randomized partners. Balthazar
And now we
and
have our
Ox
main event.
versus
We've got
King Freezy.
Balthazar going up against
versus
King
Don.
Freezy. Now, this match had an interesting twist to it. See, the partners that these two actually ended up with were chosen completely at random. You have Balthazar, whom is the #1 contender. You've got King Freezy, who is the current TRX heavyweight champion. These two were supposed to go at it. And I lost where I was going with this. And we needed a twist. We needed something more. If we're gonna have these two go at it for that title, we can't have them going at it prior. So, to get a taste of what these two men can do, we have put them in a tag team match. Now, this tag team match was with, like I said, two partners chosen at random. Balthazar ended up with Oxley the Wild Man, while King Freezy ended up with Horstick.mpeg. How will this match play out? Will these oddball tag teams actually work in the end? Or will these four egos clash and it just explode into one big brawl? Anything can happen.
Well, I'll tell you right now, off the top of my head, both our champion and his #1 contender, they both kind of got lucky. They both got huge tag team partners. I mean, absolutely massive men to be paired up with. So I'm looking forward to Oxley versus Horstick.mpeg. Like, just them two alone makes me want to tune in. But then you add to the fact that we have our champion and the #1 contender for his title to the matchup as well. Even better. Just a cherry on top.
Greatness is coming to the ring. Behold, the one and only Balthazar. Greatness personified.
Now, what makes this guy so great? I mean, now, granted, he won an impressive match last week, but you know, what should make me believe that that just wasn't a fluke?
Just look at him. Everything about him is perfect. That beard, that hair, those glasses, those tights. The way he controls the lights with his hands.
Yeah, he's got a look, and he's obviously found a decent stylist to dress him. But I mean, what can he really do in the ring? Like, what?
Your
why
mom.
is he here? How did he even get here?
He came here because I personally signed him. I saw him beating up kids in a playground once when he was 13. And I personally trained him to be the best that he can be. So shut up.
Wait, you personally trained this guy?
I personally trained this man.
So then, I have an issue right off the bat. How can you give an unbiased reporting on this gentleman if you've got personal and business ties to him?
See, I have no business ties to him. I just trained him. What he does in that ring, if he flops, that was just a wasted effort on my hand. But
So you mean to tell me you have no financial ties to this man whatsoever?
no. All I do is I pay him to wrestle. If he's just as likely to get fired as anybody else. But how about his partner? Hailing from the Elysian Fields, you have Oxley the Wild Man.
Where do you find talent at in the Elysian Fields?
He came to me. I don't know how the hell he
Ew.
came here. He just showed up. He knocked on my door, blew it open. Like, I'm still picking wood chips up off my carpet.
I still say that there's something incredibly suspicious about this guy. I mean,
He's a
everybody
monster,
witnessed
man.
it last week. I mean, anybody can be a monster when they're using performance-enhancing drugs, though. I mean, you can't tell me that this guy's all natural.
Are you gonna ask him?
Yeah, are you gonna ask him?
I mean, obviously, I'm the only broadcast journalist that has the guts to go for the hard-hitting interviews. So I guess I am gonna have to ask him.
I said
Well,
hi
you
to
might
him
have guts
yesterday.
now, but you won't guts now.
I'm telling you. I said hi to him yesterday. He snorted, and like 3 people in the crowd died.
I fear no man.
That's
not
not
when
a
it comes
regular
to getting
man.
to the root of a story. I don't care. I'm willing to, you know, have him breathing down my neck, trying to intimidate me, but it's not going to stop me from getting to the root of the story. People have been asking, people have been all over the Twitter, all over the YouTube page, all over the Twitch profile page. People want to know, what's the deal with this guy? Because, I mean, let's face it, last week, in his match against Ace, there's just no way that he was able to beat a competitor in TRX in under 3 minutes.
Under 3 minutes, he beat him in under 2.
That's even worse. That's what I'm saying. It should not have happened.
Ace must
The
just have
TRX
had a bad night.
No. That's beyond a bad night. That is utter bullshit what happened. Ace's team was not happy about it. His manager was in my ear all this week complaining about it. They want your analysis done, they want hair samples, they want blood tests run. You know, I mean, I don't have an answer for him.
I tried to get a hair sample. I honestly did. I asked him if I could. He just stared at me. Have you seen into this man's eyes? They look like the mouth of a demon.
Jeezy, you're the boss. You don't ask your employee to do anything. You tell them.
I'm telling you, man, that's not a normal man. I don't know where he came from. He just came by. He pointed at my desk. He grabbed the pen, and he pointed at a piece of paper, and he signed it. All he said was, "Me, ring, fight."
Did he spell fight right?
He just said it. He didn't spell it.
So he signed his name, but he doesn't know proper English.
No. But let's talk about this man right here. Arrogance personified. His robe is brighter than his future. Good God.
I mean, it is impressive. The inaugural TRX champ is, I mean, he's coming out looking like $1 million.
Too bad he spent all on that stupid robe.
I'm seeing Freezy to Sheezy's comments that says, Baltazar might think he's great, but King Freezy has 12 pounds of gold that says that otherwise. Well, let me just tell you something, Freezy to Sheezy. That isn't gold. We can't afford that shit. That's pure steel. Pure steel. Get your facts straight. Maybe if you showed up to the business meetings every once in a while, you might actually know a thing or two. Speaking of which, Pope, go ahead and write a memo. We're cutting his pay.
Well, first
He
off,
said he's
I need to
taking his
know-
lunch break and coming back, and then all of a sudden he never shows up.
I was just about to say, how long is his lunch break? And how is he the only one on the broadcast team that gets a lunch break? I haven't even taken a squirt this week yet. I mean, I'm that dedicated to calling the product here. And Freezy showed up, you know, for about 10, 15 minutes, and it's been taking a powder ever since.
Speaking of presence, how about this man right here? The one they call Horsedick.mpeg. This is quite the massive man.
You mean this furry lover's fever dream right here? I just, words escape me to try to describe this guy. I mean, is he half man, half horse? Is he just is he a horse enthusiast? What's with the bodysuit?
This man thinks he's a horse.
I mean, I don't know where to begin with this guy. The rubber ducky, the furry pants, the bald head.
What about the hooves?
I don't know where to begin. I'm guessing he got this in the bargain bin at Men's Warehouse.
More like Spirit.
I don't think he's a horse at all. I think he's a centaur.
But he's missing 2 legs. Meanwhile, you've got Oxley and King Freezy going at it. Oxley with a vicious backbreaker as Horsedick.mpeg goes for the cover on Baltazar. We got 1, but Baltazar says no, it's too early. King Freezy sure is taking a pounding over there in that corner.
He's used to it.
Oxley the Wild Man getting wild, living up to the name. And Baltazar with a tremendous show of power. Good God. But Horsedick gets him with a shoulder block, and then he whips him into the corner. What's he going for? As King Freezy hits a suplex onto Oxley on the outside. Horsedick hits a superplex to Baltazar on the inside. But again, only a 1 count. Everyone. King Freezy going with that arm breaker as Horsedick.mpeg does a number on Baltazar. But now Horsedick turns his attention to Oxley, and that opens the opportunity for Baltazar to take over. Freezy eats turnbuckle as Horsedick eats a headbutt. One. But again, Baltazar kicks out at 1. Oxley's just tossing King Freezy around like yesterday's trash. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. But his partner's right there to save him.
I gotta say, I don't think Freezy was expecting to be tossed around like this.
And Oxley with a big power slam. Freezy just kind of collapses onto the ropes. And Baltazar's biting Freezy's nose. And now he's just hanging out in the corner.
I'm telling you, this is giving me a lot of hope for whenever Baltazar decides to cash in on that title shot.
Baltazar stomping Freezy out like a fire. And then hits him with a big power bomb. As Horsedick hits Oxley with a side slam. And then King Freezy hits him with a German suplex. King Freezy with a spear. And he follows it up with a knee to the back. Such a debilitating maneuver there. Baltazar hits a back suplex as Horstick works over Oxley the Wild. Horstick seems tired. And Baltazar seems to want to take advantage. But Horstick gets him with a front slam and senton combo. Baltazar kicks out at 2. Horstick
That's
with
why he's the #1 contender.
elbows to the chest.
I was just gonna say, like, he needs to show the entire world why he deserves that.
Oxley the Wild Man gets hit with the King of Spades. But he kicks out. King Freezy should have taken advantage. And only a 2 count on Baltazar.
Baltazar really needs to step it up.
Oh, and
He's
Horstick
in
with
there.
that spinning back kick.
He's in there with public enemy #1. He's gotta really step it up and show why he needs to take that spot from him.
And Oxley too slow to get Horstick. Horstick whips Baltazar into the corner. Looks like he's trying to psych him out. King Freezy once again picks up Oxley and again hits him with that King of Spades. Baltazar showing some tremendous resiliency right there. Taking all kinds of an ass whooping. This King Freezy Horstick combo has definitely lived up to the thought of them being a powerhouse team. And only a 2 count on King Freezy.
An unlikely pairing that seems to be working out rather well so far.
Baltazar with a double stomp. Goes for a kick, but King Freezy says, not today.
I think right now what I'm seeing is the team of Oxley and Baltazar. You've got 2 individuals that see themselves as alpha players and not necessarily the teamwork kind of guy. I don't think there's a lot of communication going on between the 2. It's almost like they just told each other to stay out of each other's way.
And Baltazar gets hit with a fucking curb stomp. And Oxley hits Horstick with a big sidewalk slam. King Freezy attacking Oxley. Oxley ain't taking none of his shit. Oxley with another power slam. But Horstick is right there to break it up.
If Freezy was smart, he'd be trying to take out Oxley. I feel like he's the most dangerous one in this match right now.
And Baltazar power bombs Horstick. MPEG.
Oh man, wait a minute. So is he kind of like a pimp named Slickback? Like you have to say the whole name every time you refer to this dude?
Yes.
Son of a bitch. I don't know if I've got the energy to say Horstick.MPEG or .JPEG. What is it? MPEG? JPEG?
MPEG.
MPEG?
It's MPEG. Baltazar was calling for the finish, but Freezy interrupted it. And now Freezy's calling for the finish as Horstick works over Oxley the Wildman. Oxley the Wildman gets out of his clutches. And he hits Horstick with a fall-away slam. And now Oxley and Freezy are going at it. And Oxley hits Freezy with a big full Nelson slam. 1, 2, but Freezy kicks out.
That's why he's our world champion.
And Baltazar with a big Michinoku driver on Horstick. MPEG. But then he turns his attention to Freezy. What is he doing? Oxley goes for the pin, but Freezy breaks it up. And then he kicks his own partner. And now he's kicking the legs out from under Oxley the Wild. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, but Oxley powers out at 2.
Baltazar's looking a little winded there.
A little
with
is an
a punching
understatement.
combination, and he follows it up with a bite to the nose. And then he breaks up a pinfall attempt by Horstick on Oxley the Wildman as he gets hit with a backslide driver. What is Horstick calling for here? Springboard missile drop kick as Baltazar takes a spear. But Oxley the Wildman tosses Horstick like a sack of shit. Freezy looks winded. Oxley looks to be going for the finish. Oxley the Wildman hits the power slam. And then he turns his attention to Freezy, but Freezy turns around and hits him with a DDT that busts him wide open. Freezy's on the outside. Front slam followed by a senton. As Baltazar puts Horstick.MPEG in the corner into the tree of woe, and he kicks him in the gut. He slapped him in the face. What disrespect. What power. Gorilla press followed by a moonsault. Goes for a pin, but only gets a 1 count after Freezy breaks it up. King Freezy with that weird looking sleeper slam.
Freezy's a lot more nonchalant in this match than he really has any room to be. I mean, let's face it, he may be the champion right now, but he's not acting like he's in the ring with 2 of the biggest contenders in the pipeline for that championship.
What's Baltazar calling for here? Oh, but Freezy ducks it. And then Baltazar ducks his spear. But then Freezy counters the back suplex. And he goes for that dirty pin with his feet on the ropes. And Baltazar still kicks out. Baltazar with that roll up. But Freezy's in the ropes. Horstick attacking Oxley the Wild.
Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry, the line at McDonald's was pretty long. And then it didn't help that they messed my order up.
That's what you get for leaving us for so long.
I said no pickles, no onions. Those son of a bitches put pickles and onions. So I had to yell at the employee for a good 15 minutes before I could head back.
And Oxley the Wildman tosses Horstick.MPEG across the ring. Baltazar with a big kick to King Freezy. Oxley the Wildman with a big sidewalk slam. follows it up with a big power slam, but then he turns his attention to King Freezy. Baltazar goes for the pin. 1, 2. King Freezy breaks it up just in time. Goodness gracious, man.
So
Baltazar with a power bomb to Horstick.mpeg.
I think that
And a
King
close
Freezy-
2 count on King Freezy by Oxley the Wild Man.
I think King Freezy kind of got screwed with his partner pairing, because to me it seems like he's been carrying his partner this whole match.
Actually, if you have been paying attention to the match, it's the other way around. King Freezy has been very relaxed this match.
I seen King Freezy hit a couple King of Spades, and I seen him also hit Baltazar with that golden platter.
What golden platter?
I get that it's a non-title match, but the champ isn't looking very much like a champ in this match. He's a lot more laid back than he should be, in my opinion.
And Baltazar getting out of the clutches of Horstick.mpeg.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about. He just picks him up.
Horstick.mpeg just busted Baltazar wide open. That's the second man that has been busted open by Horstick.mpeg this match. Yet Freezy thinks that he's the one doing all the work. He's the one that got the pin. God damn. As I say it, Freezy sneaks the pin.
All hail the king! Like I told you, Freezy had to carry his team that match, because if that would have been a better partner, I don't think that would have been much of a match. This match probably would have been over about 10 minutes ago.
Right. Well, I'm pretty sure Horstick doesn't like the accusation there.
Well, if Horstick doesn't like it, maybe him and Freezy can go at it next week, one-on-one.
I don't know.
Uh-oh, see? Well, to me it looked like there was a little tension. Freezy pushed Horstick, but I guess it appears that they're on good terms.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Freezy, it seemed to me like led them through the match, and now he's leading him through the celebration. What's going on here?
Well, there you have
I'd
it.
like to know what match you saw, because on my monitor, it honestly looked like Freezy was half asleep.
Well, if you remember, he also did make an appearance over in the smoking section when Lil Swisher came out, so I'm pretty sure he's not in the best state of mind.
Well, when you think about it, Freezy was able to win. You guys said he half-assed the match, and he still got the win. So just imagine if he was at his full focus.
So just a quick summary.
But
Here you have
as a
tonight's
champion,
results.
he should be on all the time.
Well, Freezy, he goes by a certain saying. He trains to beat you on his worst day.
And today was probably not his best.
And he still got it done. I can assure you guys though, when it's time for him to put that strap on the line, he'll be on top of his game. He'll be walking out of the pay-per-view with that belt on his waist.
Well, speaking of which, can we get our first look at the rankings?
The rankings. Sure thing. Where the fuck are they?
Okay, guys, I'm heading off.
Alright, Mr. Nitro.
Alright, I'll talk to you guys later.
Alright, man. But, Big Goose, you still with us, sir?
Yep.
Baltazar has actually dropped in the rankings.
I didn't even see him in the top 5.
He has dropped down to number 6.
Does he really deserve to?
Whoa.
Get that title? That title match?
He
Yeah,
may
actually,
have
you
to
need
put
to
his
manually.
contendership on the line.
No, did you ever manually put him up at number 1 after last week?
Oh, he was number 1.
Oh, whoa, really?
I think I know the problem though. I didn't adjust Ace,
Yeah, that's a
and
little strange after
these
one
two
win.
here shouldn't be here yet. I forgot to adjust that as well. So that one's my bad. But on the
Okay,
other
I was
hand,
about to say.
here you've got the rankings for the or for the TRX Wire Championship. You've got champion Jungle Jesus Shane Church with number 1 contender Lil Swisher.
Little Swisher. Everyone report to the smoking section.
Ace has become number 2, while BJ Church has dropped to number 3. Headhunter somehow kept his spot at number 4, but Dick Ryder drops from number 1 contender to number 5.
How did Dick Ryder drop below? How did he drop when he had a pretty impressive victory? I think these rankings are a little sexually biased.
It took him 3 finishers to put away Stan Page.
It doesn't matter how tough of a match it was. You get it done, you get it done.
Let's get some news here. Oh, son of a bitch. Baltazar has suffered a minor injury during his match, although doctors have cleared him to continue competing.
It's probably that beating that he took at the hands of Freezy. He took the King of Spades, he took a golden platter. I'm surprised he's able to compete.
What the hell's a golden platter?
The curb stomp.
Alright, let's find out what this is. It's a minor torso injury.
It's from that King of Spades.
A minor torso injury. So don't get too excited now.
Is he gonna be at 100% to go against Freezy at the pay-per-view?
Everyone else seems to be normal.
I think
Only time will tell.
If I were the matchmaker, I think that Horstick.mpeg actually earned a chance to face Baltazar for his number 1 contendership.
See, now you're changing it up. You just said that Freezy could take on Horstick, and now you want Horstick to take on Baltazar. What are you, scared of Horstick now? You think Horstick is gonna beat King Freezy?
Let me put it
I'll tell you what.
Let me put it to you this way. You could put King Freezy against all 3 of those guys, and he still walked out the winner.
Those are big words. Those are big words.
I'm not worried about that. Horstick may have had a bad match, and he might have been carried by Freezy, but he still did get a win. So that's more than I could say for Baltazar.
All right, with this minor injury occurring, how about this? We're making it official right now. Next week, Horstick will take on King Freezy. If Horstick wins, he will take the number 1 contendership spot that belongs to Baltazar, since Baltazar will not be here next week. I can't afford hospital bills. I can't afford that motherfucker to get hurt.
So you're gonna keep him. You're gonna keep him fresh.
I already pay you the $5 we have left over after paying for the building and everything.
$5? That didn't even cover my McDonald's. It was $8.
Why are you overspending? Stick to a budget. Dollar menu, bitch.
There's only a McChicken and a large drink on the dollar menu and a McGriddle. What am I supposed to do?
Wait, what?
Eat a McChicken and a large drink.
Oh, you guys are working out over the dollar menu. Let me say what's up to Nerd Bubbles over there. A little late to the stream, but thanks for coming back, man. Welcome back.
What up, Nerd Bubbles?
So, I also have another surprise. For anybody
So-
still watching, next week we will have another debut.
Oh.
This man actually came to me while I was still signing contracts, and he told me that he wanted to wrestle. I didn't know who he was at first. I thought he was just a random creep. I gave him a tryout. Turns out, he actually knows how to wrestle. So, all week, will be trying to find this man an opponent. Who his opponent will be, I'm not entirely sure. But hopefully, I can find somebody suitable enough to where this man will have the proper introduction into the TRX roster.
Well,
So you heard it here, folks. Next week, you will have Saint Endo debuting for
okay, so
everybody's
Saint
pleasure.
Saint Endo's gonna debut. Obviously, we don't know who his opponent is. You said you're gonna have to work that out, but I mean, what do we know about Saint Endo? We know one of the people. What do we know about Saint Endo? What can you tell us?
All I can tell you is he's a wily little fella. He
Little?
seems to be very MMA based. So look out for some vicious strikes and some deadly technical game.
So, to me, it sounds like whoever he goes up against might have their work cut out for him.
Exactly.
Sounds like it. I'm kind of looking forward to that one.
I just want to
Might
know
be
who his opponent's gonna be.
might be a nice change of pace to see somebody with an MMA style here in TRX.
You know, so nobody in TRX seems to have an MMA style. Are you sure you're going to be able to find somebody who's going to be willing to step up and face a guy with that kind of background? To me, it seems like you might have to find somebody else.
I haven't even looked yet. I will find somebody though. This is TRX. I pay the money. I pay them. They do what I say.
My guess is that nobody's going to step up to the challenge. I just have a feeling nobody's going to step up to the challenge. But again, time will tell. We'll see.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is unfortunately all that we have for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed everything. Wait, what the hell am I doing? Pope,
I don't know. What are you doing?
give us one of those outstanding outros you can do better than anybody else.
I mean, I was gonna give it a shot.
Come on now, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just witnessed history. Tonight was the first official match of TRX. You saw bloodshed, you saw injuries, you saw feuds, and you saw a possible bit of collusion between unlikely allies. Next week, we've already got a bunch of history ready to be made for you. We're going to have BMGZ kind of settle once and for all whether or not he deserves to be that #1 contender against the laid-back King Freezy to Sheezy. I'm sorry, Baltazar. I'm going to get that right one of these days.
King Freezy.
We're going to see if King Freezy deserves to be that inaugural TRX champion.
Hold on a second.
Debate whether or not I'm in the middle of something here, sir. Pipe down.
All right, I'll wait my turn. I apologize. Go ahead.
We're gonna see if King Freezy rightfully deserves to rock that championship. Now, he might have went and spent his first championship check on adding more glitter and gold to that robe and a couple of more jewels on the front of that championship. But we're gonna soon find out whether or not he jumped the gun a little bit. Next week, I promise you, if you love the action tonight, you're gonna need a mop and a bucket of water after next week. I guarantee it. Right now, this is Lion Vega signing off for my homeboys, Freezy the Sheezy, BMGZ, Big Oos, uh, our homeboy who had to depart slightly early, Mr. Nick Nitro. Thank you all for tuning in to TRX. We hope to see you all next week.
Now, before we go, what was it that you wanted to say that you were so rude as to interrupt our outro?
Well, I just don't think King Freezy's getting the proper respect that he deserves, because he implied that may not be he may not be a credible champion. But to me, I think that he's already proved. What does he have left to prove? He won an elimination chamber match by beating 5 other guys. You know, no shenanigans were involved. He won fair and square. And then tonight, he won a match against the so-called #1 contender. How is he not? How is there any question that he's the rightful champion?
He doesn't appear to be serious about the championship. Like I see that yeah, he put in the work to win the championship. I just don't think he's actually showing that he wants to keep it. I mean, all throughout that tag match, he just kind of hung back and let his tag team partner do a lot of the heavy lifting. You know, he had ample time to put a hurting on Oxley and Baltazar. Now, granted, there's a minor injury on Baltazar's torso, so you know, kudos for that. But Oxley has already proven that he's a monster in the ring. I would have done everything in my power to fuck both of them up, and you know, just kind of get that extra little advantage in whatever future matches he's got coming his way. I mean, tonight I just saw a lot of posing and preening from the champ, and not a lot of "God damn it, I'm the champ, I run this shit" action coming out of him. That's all I want. I'm not saying he's an undeserving champion. I just want to see that champion's edge coming out of
So
him.
you want to see a little
And,
bit more of a mean streak?
yeah, a little more dominance, a little more serious attitude. I feel
I mean,
like
he does claim to
spent
be the
more
king.
time. Exactly. He spent more time on the lighting effects for his entrance than he did showing me why he's the champ.
Well, we're gonna find out next week when he goes one-on-one with Horstick.mpeg, and then you know, we don't know. I guess he may be getting a rematch at the pay-per-view if he can beat him in the, he'll be taking away Baltazar's championship opportunity. I guess we're just gonna see what happens.
Now, I've already instructed Baltazar. I sent him out a text. I'm like, dude, you gotta go get yourself checked out. I can't pay for that shit. It's on you. Go get yourself checked out. Tell me what the hell the doctor says. I need to know whether you can compete or not next week.
I mean, I'm sure he's got health care. I mean, isn't there some kind of Affordable Care Act or something like that? I think he'll be okay.
Well, that's all something we will have to find out next week. So, until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This was TRX.
Tune in next week to TRX.